I, male 20, live alone in a small apartment and work from home. So my office setup is my lifeblood. I saved up for a long time to build a $2,000 custom gaming and work PC, complete with dual monitors, custom keycaps, and a heavy-duty mechanical keyboard. My sister, her husband, my brother-in-law, and their 3-year-old nephew, we'll call him Max, came over to visit. I specifically made sure to keep my home office door closed, as it's a heavy wood door that my nephew cannot open on his own. At one point during the visit, I went into the kitchen to prepare lunch for everyone. While I was occupied, my sister claims Max wandered off. A few minutes later, I walked down the hall to my office and found the door wide open. Inside, my setup was completely obliterated. One monitor had been pulled off the desk and had a cracked screen. Permanent marker was scribbled all over my ergonomic chair. Keycaps were ripped off the board. Crackers were jammed into the PC tower's air vents. And the kicker? An entire cup of apple juice had been poured straight onto the top exhaust fan of the PC tower. I froze in dead silence. My sister walked in, looked at the carnage, and in completely flat tone said, "Oh no," like someone had spilled a drop of water. When I flipped out, she hit me with, "You should have baby-proofed the room if it was that important to you. He's just a kid and stuff is replaceable." I told her she needed to replace it immediately. She laughed, said she didn't have the money, and offered to give me a couple $100 in a few months. When I told her that it was completely unacceptable and that I'd take her to a small claims court, she texted me demanding an apology for blaming a toddler for being curious, and blocked my number entirely. To make matters worse, my parents called me selfish, saying I was trying to ruin family over computer toys. After filing a claim with my insurance, which was denied because it was classified as unvetted guest damage, I prepared to file a small claims lawsuit. That's when my brother-in-law stepped in. Unlike my sister, my brother-in-law was horrified when he found out what happened. He came over to my apartment to inspect the damage himself and brought Max with him. He asked Max to try opening the heavy office door. The toddler physically could not open it. It was way too heavy and the handle was too high for him to turn. That was the first massive red flag. Someone had to have opened that door for him or opened it on his behalf. Brother-in-law took my PC tower to the original shop that built it for me to see if anything was salvageable. The shop techs took it apart and gave us a real breakdown. The crackers jammed deep inside were placed at an angle that a 3-year-old couldn't reach from the floor. The apple juice wasn't spilled from a toddler cup. It was deliberately poured slowly and directly over the motherboard and GPU. My brother-in-law confronted my sister. It turned out my sister was lying about not having money. She had plenty in their joint account, but was hiding it. My brother-in-law immediately paid the $1,200 repair and restoration bill out of his own pocket to make me whole, apologizing profusely, and revealed he was taking Max and staying at a hotel because my sister's behavior was becoming unhinged. My PC was miraculously saved by the tech shop. They cleaned the boards, replaced the ruined fans, and replaced the cracked monitor. However, the family situation completely exploded. My brother-in-law filed for divorce and full custody of my nephew after discovering a pattern of severe financial deception and emotional instability from my sister. During their legal proceedings, the truth finally came out. My sister confessed that she was the one who opened the door and helped destroy my setup. She admitted to her therapist and lawyers that she felt deeply envious of my independence and resentful of her own life as a mom. She said seeing my expensive setup made her feel less than, and when she ruined it, she felt a sick sense of power and control because it forced everyone to pay attention to her. When my parents saw the court filings and heard her confession, they finally realized how terrifyingly wrong they were. They broke down, apologized to me for gaslighting me, and admitted they had blindly defended her out of habit. Today, my sister is living separately, undergoing court-mandated psychological evaluation and therapy. My brother-in-law has full custody of my nephew, who is doing great in a stable environment. I have my working computer back. My parents and I are slowly rebuilding our relationship on strict boundaries, and I have permanently installed a keypad lock on my office door. Thank you guys so much for listening to this. I read full Reddit stories here on this channel. Please follow along if you like listening to these types of stories, and I'll see you guys on the next video.